We just got a full in-depth look at gameplay for MLB The Show 25. A bunch of new features that will completely change how we play the game. And we'll talk about it here. Honestly, getting a further look into these new gameplay changes, I really do think that this year will feel unique and different from the past couple that have kind of been copy and paste, Control-C, Control-V. This year, I am excited. Let's break it down and talk about it. Leave a like down below on this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's go. The first thing that I want to talk about is ambush hitting. I called it the modern guess pitch, and I am aware that description kind of threw off some perceptions because it does not give you the same bonus that guess pitch does within current MLB The Show 24 and prior. Guess pitch is something only utilized in offline play. You can guess a specific quadrant of the strike zone, a specific pitch, and if you're right, the zone lights up red and you know exactly where the pitch is going to go. And if you're wrong, well, you know it's not going there. Ambush hitting. You are guessing where the pitch will go, but I'd attribute it more to shifting your approach at the plate, sitting on an inside or outside pitch. Let's say as a right-handed hitter, you ambush the inside part of the plate. Your PCI will then grow at that part of the dish, and as you move it to the outside part of the plate, it will shrink. The game will not tell you directly where the pitch is going prior to the pitcher actually throwing it. All ambush does is give you a boost if you guessed right on your ambush. If it's an inside pitch, you have a larger PCI. Theoretically, you have a better chance of getting a hit. But if you were wrong and it is a pitch going outside, well, your PCI will shrink, making it more difficult to get a hit. SDS did a good job of explaining it like this. Say you're playing on all-star level difficulty. If you ambush and guess right, your PCI will get bigger to something like a veteran difficulty PCI. But if you guess wrong, that other side of the plate is a PCI the size of legend difficulty. So you are definitely getting a larger penalty if you guess wrong opposed to you guessing right. You might say, okay, what's the point of using ambush hitting? And I would say it's something you should use situationally. Let's say early in the count. You know, a fastball inside would be ideal, especially if you're prepared for it. So you set your ambush, right-handed hitter, inside part of the plate. If it's a fastball inside, great. Your PCI grows and you have a better chance of getting a hit. If it's going outside, say like a backdoor slider, you take it. Worst case, it's 0-1. You re-up for the next pitch. Ambush, not something I would use every single pitch. Again, you set it at the beginning of each pitch. It's not something that you have to do for the whole duration of an at-bat. 2 strikes, I would not use it. At that point, you want a balanced approach at the plate. You don't want a penalty. If the ball is going to a specific side, you want to have as good of a chance at getting a hit inside as it is outside. Further, if you're playing online, you've got someone that constantly spams pitches inside, well, let's say you ambush, set up, again, you're getting a bonus there. I think ambush hitting will be big and completely change how we look at our at-bats, just like actual baseball players do. A lot of the focus with gameplay this year is making fielding matter. Have the best defensive players play like it. And you can see that through a couple different lenses. We talked about it. Infielders, reaction matters very much so this year. In the past couple MLB The Shows, outfielders have noticed their reaction ratings matter more than ever. If you have a poor rating, you're more likely to get a bad jump, and even if you've got very high speed, it might not be good enough to make up the difference of a poor reaction to a fly ball hit to you. And the same can be said now for the infield. Again, a great chart given by SDS. You can see a 99 rated reaction defender is guaranteed to get the quickest and best reaction to every ball hit to them. I love that. Again, Ozzie Smith, I bring him up all the time. Andrelton Simmons, I bring him up all the time. Guys that had jobs for years strictly due to how good they were with the leather, they should actually have that impact in the game. And then you see with lower rated defenders, they can still get perfect reactions to balls just at a significantly lower likelihood. A lot of which depends on how the balls actually hit. The tougher plays going to be difficult for them to get to. Again, I think this is great. Have a bigger disparity towards some of the best defenders in the game and not good defenders, or even the average defenders. All of this, music to my ears. The arm accuracy throw meter has also been altered. It's going to be more difficult than in the past, offering more risk versus reward, asking yourself, can I risk a bad throw here? Because the perfect notch on the meter is at the tail end of green. Again, talk about situational approach. Let's say you're winning by 1 or 2 runs, you need to hold on to a lead. Well, you might not want to risk a red throw that's errant and potentially past the base that you're throwing to, because that could be an error and lead to more damage. You might want to just settle for a green throw. But in moments where you need to throw them out, say bottom of the 9th, tie game, winning run coming home, you gotta throw them out. That is where you're gonna risk trying to get the perfect throw. I love the different aspects to it. Again, like Shrek said, it's like an onion, there's layers. And once again, ratings matter more than ever. You can see the difference between someone with very high arm accuracy, they've got a bigger green window, and a much larger perfect window than someone with poor arm accuracy. Robbing home runs. They said there's 2 factors. 1, how good your defender is, and 2, you getting to the wall and hitting the jump button at the right time. In the past, it seemed it was purely your timing. If you got the jump right, didn't matter if you had 99 fielding or 9 fielding, you'd probably come down with the ball. But now, having a good outfielder with high fielding rating is going to matter, and you're going to feel that impact, because a good time jump probably won't be good enough to actually make the play. It's a balance of both ratings and input, which again is exactly how I think it should be. It shouldn't be something that you just shut your brain off. Oh, I have Willie Mays guaranteed to rob a home run going to the wall. But it also shouldn't not matter that you have a good outfielder. They should be more likely to make the play, and that's what it looks like here. First-person fielding in Road to the Show. They gave us a couple different looks at how exactly that will play out. I think it's cool. It kind of looks like you're playing VR, like you're actually in the game yourself, but you just don't have to buy a multi-$100,000 headset. I think it's very cool, different way to experience the game, and with all the new Showtime, QuickTime events where you can do a swim move as a base runner and get around a tag, I think it's a lot of fun. It's something that's only going to be available on player lock features. So if you player lock a MLB player or Road to the Show, that's how you're going to experience first person in MLB The Show. And one minor pitching addition, it is confirmed that the sweeper will be in the game. Of course, the pitch that has become very popular over the past couple of years finally will be joining MLB The Show. And according to the dev team, it is not a reskin of a pitch like a sweep and curve or a slurve, which moves similar in the game to how the sweeper does in real life. They say this is a brand new pitch, so I'm very excited to see exactly how good it's going to be. And a couple minor things that we didn't get a ton of details on, but I want to talk about it. GOAT difficulty, which we know has higher pitch speeds, increased break, and your PCI is small as ever. Well, GOAT difficulty is going to be applied to ranked seasons at games 1,000 rating and above. So it's going to add a more competitive atmosphere for the best of the best players. Also, the weekend league that is going to be coming into the game will also have GOAT difficulty applied at the highest ranks. Further, for online play, bullpens, you no longer have to warm up your relievers. They automatically 100% warmed up. You just have to put them into the game, which I think is a good change. Obviously, it was just sort of a formality to actually go into the bullpen and select them to warm up. There wasn't really a lot of strategy. You could see your opponent, their bullpen, who they've got warming up, so that was kind of nice, and you won't get that now because no need to warm them up. They just bring them into the game. Adds more mystery to who exactly you'll see. So I could see some people getting a little bit upset about that, but overall, it's going to save time from people going into a Battle Royale game, and you've got the minute-long pause of people setting up their bullpens. I think that's a good change. And speaking of pause time, it has been slashed in half for online play. You used to get 3 minutes heading into any ranked seasons game. Now you're only going to have 1.5 minutes. You do get 15 additional seconds every inning. Every time you're at bat, you're given 15 more seconds, but you can only replenish a maximum up to 130. You can't stack that you cannot stack 15 seconds onto the 130 that you had initially. Again, it's just going to make the game go quicker, avoids people from griefing. You've all ran into the person who you're beating. They're salty about it. They sit on the pause menu. They just want to hope that they can annoy you, if anything else. So I think that's a good change. So there we go. We learned quite a bit about gameplay today. Not reinventing the wheel. Again, I keep saying that. I think largely, looking visually at the game, it looks pretty similar. And for the most part, when you play, probably going to be pretty much the same experience, but things like ambush hitting, really dictating how you go into these at-bats, will be something different and unique. Having more reasons when building your team in franchise or in Diamond Dynasty to have better defenders out there, opposed to whoever has the best contact or power, that will change the game, and I'm very excited to see exactly when we get our hands on just how big these impacts are. I like what I'm hearing, and I can't wait to get my hands on the game. Leave a like down below on this one, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think about MLB 25. We're about a month away. Pretty close.